I've got another unpacking video to do on a brand new release again for current gen consoles, and obviously by the title of the video you will realise what it is. It's Dead or Alive 5, and the version that I've bought is for the PlayStation 3. Again, to go with my previous videos, if you've seen my previous videos on current gen fighters, you'll realise that I'll stick to the PlayStation 3 versions purely for connection to a PlayStation 3 that I've got in my Sega Lindbergh cabinet. And this release has just hit the shelves. It's actually due for release tomorrow. I have received the game a day early, which is a bit of a bonus. Ordered it from Game. A bit about Dead or Alive, really. It's a well-known gaming series. It's a beat 'em up. You guys will obviously know about that, I suspect. It was a gaming platform, a gaming series actually that actually started off, just looking at the Wikipedia, started off in 1996, the first release of Dead or Alive in the arcade, and it was followed by a release on the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation. And we've gone through various sort of iterations of Dead or Alive. It's one of the, I suppose, one of the three big name fighters out there, possibly four if you count Soul Calibur. You've basically got Dead or Alive, you've got the Soul Calibur series, you've got Virtual Fighter, and you've also got the Tekken series of the 3D style fighting games. I actually quite like the Dead or Alive series. This specific release, Dead or Alive 5, is the first time that it's been released multi-platform onto the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 platforms, certainly. A previous release, which was Dead or Alive Dimensions, was released on the 3DS. Again, I've done a gameplay unpacking video of that game. I've got a video of that if you want to see that on my channel. But this is the first release that was that's certainly been released on the PlayStation 3. Recent releases have been specific to the Xbox 360. I quite like this fighting series purely because of the style of the game. It's Dead or Alive series has been pretty renowned for having characters in there, female characters with unfeasibly large breasts that you can. Historically in the games, you had part of the options was to state your age. I don't know if this is the same for Dead or Alive 5, but you stated your age, you got to the age of 99, and the higher you set the age, the more bounce you got on the breasts, which is quite comical actually. But yeah, it is what it is. But it adds a bit of a comical effect to the game in some way. The actual graphical style or the graphical quality of the game, certainly Xbox 360 releases, have been absolutely stunning in my opinion. The backgrounds have looked absolutely great. The character styles and representations look really good as well. And I remember Dead or Alive, I think it was Dead or Alive, Dead or Alive 4 that came out fairly quickly after the release of the Xbox 360. Looked absolutely brilliant. It really did, and it still looks absolutely brilliant now. So here's the package here. So let's see what we get inside. I've actually bought the normal version for the PlayStation 3. There's two versions available. Effectively a collector's version and the normal standard edition. I've just bought the standard edition. So that's the look on the front, or the front of the game. Sorry, that's a look at the front of the game, and that's the rear of it. So we'll cut straight to the actual contents, and then we'll blast straight over to a quick sort of gameplay run through, really, of what the game's all about. So, what do we have in the game, or what do we have in the game content? We've got the disc and the manual. Make sure we get that in there. Again, we'll look at the normal contents of the manual, which, okay, it's colour this time, so we've got a colour manual again, or for once I should say we've got a colour manual, not again, we don't normally get colour manuals, do we? Okay, there's text in there, and let's have a look. Okay, you got about the fighter moves, and hopefully you've got something about the fighters, which you haven't, unfortunately. So again, a pretty boring type manual, really. That's the sort of thing you got in the manual, but at least it's colour, which is one thing. You got some nice graphical art pieces on some of the characters, but again, nothing amazing, nothing that will blow your brains. So again, a pretty what's the word? A pretty sparse package, really. Again, I think the collector's version has some other things in the package, so if any of you guys have bought the collector's edition and had the collector's edition, it'll be good to hear what you guys think of that and what you get included in that. But yeah, that's the basic unpacking of the game. I will stop waffling and I will cut straight to some gameplay. Hope you enjoy the video, guys. I'll speak to you again soon. So here we have Dead or Alive 5, and I've just started the game up, so I'm not going to. Oh, okay. Let's have a look here. Right, casual pro. Let's go to casual. Let's just have a quick look at the options, purely because I want to find the if there's a breast enlargement option. Game settings, is there an age? Sweat and water, we'll keep that on here. Okay, well, there's nothing there actually about the age, by the looks of it. Do that screen. No, let's just set that up, okay. Well, let's forget that. And we'll go to story mode. So I'm just going to stick the light on, try and get it to focus a bit better. Come on, come on, come on. Apologies for the focusing. Right, it's better. In fact, is it just as good without it? Okay, right, we'll give that a bash and see how we get on. Oh, let's forget all this. Right, okay, so we've got to sit through some introduction. I'm sorry about the focusing.
What they say about you is true. You're not half bad. Can you beat me though? That's the real question.
Guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, anytime soon. Oh god. Well, this is right. This must be a training mode then. So I'm just going to pause this. We'll stop filming now, and I'll cut straight back as soon as the game starts. Right, I've just restarted the game again, and I've actually gone back to the fight mode. I think it's fight mode as opposed to the story mode. And basically, I've got a far now where you can say either a solo match or a tag match. So we'll just stick with the normal solo match, but it's quite nice. You've got a tag facility on there. Right, we'll go for normal mode, normal level of difficulty. Sorry. Okay, right, we're starting to get into the game. So we have characters to choose from, and we haven't actually got that many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, and a facility for 3 extra characters by the look of it, so, but, right, I haven't played this for some time, so who are we going to choose? I'm going to choose a bird. Oh, we can choose different costumes. Okay, we go for the standard costume for Kasumi. Now I haven't actually installed this on the hard drive, so it's a bit disappointing to see loading times, and actually quite long loading times. I suspect they'll be reduced if you installed it, but
I am ready.
Get ready, fight!
I actually really love the playability on Dead or Alive games, because I think they're quite intuitive and easy game to get into actually. Now, unless I'm very much mistaken, there seems to be a blurring effect. Unless it's just me. And I mean a blurring effect as regards to the movement of the characters. Like I said, I could be wrong there. That might just be an issue to do with the LCD screen, but it does appear to be some kind of effect there. Or something like that. It does seem your typical Dead or Alive fare so far, as regards to the basic moves. Really, that hasn't appeared to have changed really since the last game. Yeah, you've got some effects going on there, certainly with characters. And there's a fair bit of blurring going on in the background on the graphics. The graphics look nice enough. Not overly impressed with them, if I'm being honest. It appears they've sort of made the resolution doesn't look that high. There's quite a few jaggies. So obviously something's going on there. I don't know why they've chosen that method of graphical ability. There must be a reason for it, but it's, if you compare this to Tekken Tag 2, which I've recently which I've recently reviewed and has been recently released, that does look a lot better in my opinion.
I can't avoid this fight.
Get ready, fight!
There was never an in-depth fighting mechanic in my opinion to Dead or Alive, and undoubtedly some of you guys might slag me off for saying that. Perhaps I got the wrong end of the shit stick, but it doesn't appear to be amazingly in-depth. I don't just mean this game, I mean generally Dead or Alive. It was basically punch and kick and then a few special moves. I'm getting my ass kicked here. Right. Try again.
Get ready, fight!
think this game will need a bit more play. I've got to be honest, I'm not overly sucked in by this game. I don't know what it is about it. Perhaps it's because of recent fighting games that come out have sort of moved the game on a bit, and perhaps Dead or Alive hasn't really progressed. Right, so that's a very quick insight and gameplay video, guys, of Dead or Alive 5. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll speak to you again soon.